Hey,
If you
Rashad.
got a homie that likes basketball or claims to like basketball and they complain about the amount of missed layups watching women's basketball, tell them to watch Clint Capella in 2024, bro. Like Clint, you're a good dude and everything like that. You know what I mean? And I know your game. I know your background. Like you're a great pro. Have had a great career in Houston and now in Atlanta. But ever since that last surgery, bro, when you came back, you just be missing all the layups. Hold on, this thing going off. You've been missing all the layups, Clint. So yeah, y'all folks have no room to complain about the women's game and the missed layups in the women's game when it's guys like Clint Capella starting in the NBA. Man, starting still. Anyways, my name is Janiah Barker, and if you are new to the channel, this is the Road to 5K. So, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late, and I apologize. I apologize to each and every single one of you because I know so much has happened in the last time that I've seen you all. And so let's get into it. I took notes so I won't forget the important notes and stuff like that. VanDerveer. Y'all give it up for VanDerveer. I think there's a larger problem here in the NCAA. I think there's a larger problem here in the NCAA in college basketball and everything like that of what is going on. So, VanDerveer announced her retirement. One of the greatest coaches ever. Of course, Don Staley just tired her to get into that elite company of 3 or more. Tara has 3. Don now has 3. Kim Mulkey has 5. Pat Summitt has 7. And Gino has 11. So, she's a part of those amazing coaches ranks and stuff like that. Tara and Gino were going back and forth with who has the most all-time overall wins. And so, I just thought it was kind of interesting. She bowed out, but it all comes down to this. You ready? Cameron Brink, and Chris Williamson pointed this out to me last night as well. But Cameron Brink, when they asked her why she was leaving instead of using her COVID year, and she said at the end of the day, I wasn't trying to fly from the West Coast in Stanford and California to the East Coast to play in-conference games. Conference realignment now has Stanford playing East Coast teams. And that is an issue. Because people don't want to do it. Now you done lost the best player. You lost the program's franchise player, quote-unquote franchise player. And you lost the winningest coach in NCAA history. You lost both of them. I was about to say some big jobs open, Tennessee and Stanford. But Kim Caldwell, yes. Miss Kim Caldwell over there from Marshall. Yes. Salute to her. And, but yeah, man. It's crazy. The coaching news is crazy. If you look at the men's side, and I don't even, I'm mad casual when it comes to men's right now. But I do have to acknowledge the fact that Coach Cal is going from Kentucky and now at Arkansas. And Arkansas's coach, Musselman, is now over at USC. Musselman being at Arkansas has been kind of what I'm used to. And Coach Cal and Saban, Coach Cal at Kentucky and Coach Saban at Alabama. Give me a second, y'all. I got to charge the laptop. But yes, Coach Cal at Kentucky and Coach Saban at Alabama is literally my childhood. You know what I mean? So it's just weird that both of them are gone from those places. I wouldn't even say my childhood because I feel like Coach Cal was more so high school on. A little bit of high school and stuff. So to see both of them gone, long story long, it's weird. It's weird. And I think it's a weird thing for sports, and it's definitely a turning of the leaf, especially if you look at the ratings, right? So as we all called it for the past few years, everybody that's been rocking me for a while, shout out to, hold on. I'll make sure I don't miss nobody. But shout out to Kurt. Shout out to the homies, big homies. All right. Shout out to Dr. Jekyll. I had to make sure I got you right now. Shout out all the other homies, UConn fans, South Carolina fans, things of that nature, man. And all the homies, you know what I mean? Shout out to all of y'all, because all of y'all been knew what the deal was. But for the rest of the world, starting to catch up now. The women's game, I think people are starting to see the women's game is a better product than the men's game nowadays, because the men's game is just got too sloppy, where the athletes just have depended too much on athleticism, kind of growing up in the era of the hoop mixtapes and the overtimes and the slam on lines and the BR hoops, and you can go down the list, but all of those things kind of just so much hype and attention on prep basketball, and prep basketball stars becoming celebrities earlier and earlier in life. I think it just it ruined the quality of the game, in my opinion. And then on the women's side, I think a part of it is it got better, but a part of it is the women's game has always been more pure, just because they all have always, focused on sets and basketball and fundamentals, because they weren't able to dunk and, do the between the legs and all the things that like kids try now at AAU tournaments to go viral. So yes, I say that to say that. But you think about Chris Paul's son. Chris Paul's son is 8th grade, and I see he's got his mixtape out, and everybody has, I remember Kendrick Perkins' son had a mixtape, and Kendrick Perkins' son is 7. You know what I mean? It's just stuff like that. It's stuff like that is the reason why the men's game, the root of why the men's game is going kind of downhill right now. And then the rules in the NBA of changing the game, switching the game to continue to benefit the offensive players, is getting so bad to where the NBA can sometimes be unwatchable for a lot of people. Me, I still watch the NBA because I love basketball. You know what I mean? But I say all that to say the women's game is finally passing the men's game in ratings. And I felt like personally it was going to happen. It was going to carry over to the WNBA versus the NBA. Pearl Moore said the same thing, and a few other people have said it. I think JJ Redick said it on this podcast with LeBron James. He said it's the inevitable. Eventually it is going to pass men's basketball. And I think LeBron agreed. I can't remember, though. But JJ Redick outright said it. And I say this to say I think what we're seeing is a turning of the leaf when Roy Williams retires because of NIL, maybe. When Coach K retires because of NIL, maybe. When Coach Cal leaves Kentucky. When Saban retires. You know what I mean? On the men's side, I think it's a turning of the leaf of, all the attention from the men's side is going over to the women's side. And women's basketball, that's the premier thing in college now, premier sport. That's what we're looking at. And, salute. I have to salute and shout out college football, because college football is still college football. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I feel like people aren't talking about Jaden Daniels the way that people were talking about the Lamar Jacksons or the Johnny Manziels or the RG3s or the Jameis Winstons. Hey, I'm just throwing it out. Or the Marcus Mariotas. You know what I mean? Stuff it's turning. It's turning, and the future is now, man. But anyways, let me get back on the schedule or whatever we're talking about. So, that was but yeah. Stanford lost its best player and their legendary coach because of the conference realignment. And I think that's kind of concerning. It's alarming. If nobody else brings it up, I'll say it. Chris Williamson probably will, because he was one of the guys that kind of pointed out that point to me. So Chris will probably say it on his pod. But yes. Deja Kelly. Deja Kelly is now in the transfer portal, as well as Janiah Barker and Hailey Van Lith. I think I mentioned Hailey Van Lith being in the transfer portal at the end of another video, but this is kind of like a fresh week, no games, where we have this time to talk. The transfer portal opens And Janiah Barker's a no contact, so she knows where she's going, which is very interesting as well. But where was I going with this? I think Janiah Barker's. I have no clue. I think Janiah Barker's going to be the one to go to USC with Juju, and I say that because I don't know if she's still dating Tabitha Brown's daughter, but if she is, I'd imagine Tabitha Brown's daughter, like, if she's not living in LA, I'd imagine that she's, like, out in LA a lot. So, and then the fact that she had a no contact, you know what I mean? USC is getting somebody in the portal. They leaving here with some. And, of course, you know, they have a top recruiting class coming in as well. So, let me pull up. Okay. So, as you guys see, Sarah Strong just committed to UConn. Miss Cambridge, Ohio State, South Carolina for Joyce Edwards. That was the big get for them this year. But, yes, Kennedy Smith, number 6. And I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I'm not even that hip on a class of 2024. It's only a few of these players that I know and I've watched before. I just haven't been watching them. I just haven't been watching that much high school ball this year. Olivia Olson, of course. I believe that was Kurt. It was someone from Minnesota that put me on to Olivia Olson when she was a freshman. Zam Jones, of course, friend of the channel, going to NC State. But yes. But USC has 1, 2, 3 of the top 18 prospects this year. UCLA has a lot of top prospects as well. But USC has 3 of the top 18. UConn has a couple of the players too. UConn has number 1, number 7, number 11, and number 11. So UConn has 3 of the top 11. USC has 3 of the top 18. I say all this to say, like, USC has some help coming for Juju on the rankings and recruiting side of things, but I definitely think they're gonna pull one of those big fish out of the portal, whether it's Hailey Van Lith, whether it's Deja Kelly, or Janiah Barker. But I do think there's a good chance Janiah Barker goes out west. I don't know though. That's just me just like kind of guessing something because just guessing something. But yes, those are the 3 big players in the transfer portal right now. I see Hailey Van Lith being an option for Iowa. Wasn't Hailey Van Lith in Iowa like a thing, like a rumor last year when she was in the portal? I think with Caitlin being gone now, you know, Iowa is another prime position team to land one of those superstar guards or star guards, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I think they have the team built around it for a superstar guard to thrive. Like you saw firsthand for the past 3-4 years, you know what I mean? So that's something to look at too. What y'all think? What y'all think, man? What y'all think? I think you know, Iowa's a chance, opportunity for some of these other players as well. But specifically Hailey. I think Hailey could go to Iowa. I know Dolores, shout out to Dolores, a.k.a. Michael, over on Twitter, X. He was bringing up how one of the guards could go to Texas to be next to play with Maddie Booker and them jokers. But they got Rory coming back. So I don't know about that. They got Rory Harmon coming back. So I don't know about that. I don't know about any elite guards going over there and just confusing that situation, because anytime you get too much confusion, especially on this level, on the collegiate level, like, it just doesn't work out. It blows up, in my opinion. Unless you're South Carolina. But, yeah, speaking of South Carolina, I feel like South Carolina's solid. I don't really want them to hit the portal too hard this year, unless they lose somebody. Like, I feel like they're probably going to lose, like, Sakima Walker might leave. You know, because she don't play. She didn't play this year. Speaking of, I believe it was Ennis and Amari DeBerry. They entered the transfer portal for UConn. So UConn's making room for Joyce Edwards and the other 2 kids that we have coming in as well. The other 2 kids were Morgan Kelly and Ali Zebo. And Morgan Kelly, is that a kid? No. I don't think it's Morgan Kelly, the one that. But it's one kid that Joe was really hyping up from another class. That he was like, yo, she is it. And I believe she was in the class for Jersey. You know, if y'all know Jersey Robinson over there. Yeah, she's in the class with her, and she's like, nah, this girl is legit. Jersey cold too, but this girl can play too. And I'll say all that to say, just to give a brief overview, I definitely have to do my homework on prep. We have time to focus on prep. You know, we got about a month until the WNBA starts. So, shoot, let's just, I guess I'm planning out loud, live on the air. Let's go look into some prep girls and everything like that and see who's hooping and who to watch out for and what to expect on what's coming into these programs over the next month. And until next time, my name is Rashad Milligan. Thank you so much for watching. This is the Road to 5K subs if you are new to the channel. Who do you guys think goes to Stanford? Any big-name coaches, or do you think it's just going to be like a local hire, like someone's assistant coach getting the first-time start? What does this mean for Kiki Irefin? Does Kiki leave? Does Kiki go into the portal? And where do you guys have Kiki going if she goes into the portal? So, you know, interesting stuff here. Let me know what you think. This is the Road to 5K subs if you are new to the channel. My name is Rashad Milligan. And until next time, please take care of yourselves. Are Deja Kelly to LSU, Hailey Van Lith to Iowa, and Janiah Barker to USC. And I have no clue or no insight on this. All 3 of these might very well be wrong because they're just guesses, but yeah.